What is going on, Trash Talkers? We are back with another episode for you. In today's video, we're going to give you our draft profile and analysis for Penn State safety Jaquan Brisker. All that and much more coming your way right now. Before we get into today's video, be sure to hit that subscribe button and like the video. It'll help us out tremendously, so sit back and enjoy today's video. All right, Nick, as we get closer and closer to the draft, we have yet another draft profile to get to. Keeping on the theme with defensive backs, we have Jaquan Brisker, the big-time safety coming out of Penn State. Jaquan Brisker, 6'1", 200 pounds. PFF has him ranked as the number 3 safety in this draft class. His pro comp, according to you, is Jamal Adams. I really like that pro comp as well. He's an in-the-box safety that can play weak side linebacker. He's got a lot of that versatility and ability to really play in coverage, but also hold his own in the running game. When you take a look at Brisker's stats at Penn State, he played for 3 years, a total of 34 games, 151 total tackles, 10 tackles for loss, 5 interceptions, and 14 passes defended. This guy was all over the football field. He made his presence known in every facet of the defense and then some. Nick, tell us a little bit about Jaquan Brisker's strengths and weaknesses he's bringing to the NFL.
He's another one of these safeties that offers a lot of versatility, but his really comes at the safety position. He can play in the post, he can play in the box, and he can play in the slot. This guy has what it takes to really match up against anybody you need him to, and he can help out in pass coverage and especially in run coverage. That's where Jaquan Brisker really made his name. He has such incredible intelligence at reading a quarterback's eyes and feeling for where the route's going to be. He's able to undercut those routes, and I compared him to Jamal Adams, but honestly, he might be a better version of Jamal Adams because of that coverage ability, the instincts, and the ability to close in and create turnovers. That's something that Jamal Adams hasn't been able to do, but Jaquan Brisker showed at Penn State that is something that he is very capable of doing. But he does have a couple weaknesses. He does get caught staring at quarterback's eyes a little too long, and sometimes he does lose the feel of where the route is, where the receiver is, and he will get lost on those plays. And he also needs to improve his pursuit angles in some of these run support situations where he'll just take the wrong angle and he ends up getting caught up against the O-line or getting caught up against another blocker, and he is rendered useless. But these are some really nitpicky things that can be easily worked upon even through his first training camp going into his first year. To me, Jaquan Brisker has so much potential and so much talent that he can offer any team on day one.
You talk about day one. I'm looking more towards day 2, but when you take a look at potential teams overall, one team that really jumps out as a potential suitor for Jaquan Brisker, the Dallas Cowboys. The Cowboys tried to utilize Keanu Neal as the weak side linebacker last year. Did not work out in Dan Quinn's defensive system. Now they can bring in Jaquan Brisker, allow him to be that hybrid strong safety weak side linebacker that he was accustomed to at Penn State. I fully expect that him and Micah Parsons and Leighton Vander Esch in this defense would be nasty as a combination. I fully expect the Cowboys to have Brisker on their radar.
Another team would be the Kansas City Chiefs. They need a guy who's able to do a lot, and their linebacking situation is still one of the weaker points of this team. They need to make sure they get a guy that can play in the box, help them out in the secondary, and Jaquan Brisker really checks all the boxes they're looking for on the defensive side of the ball. I believe that with their second pick in the first round, don't be surprised if Jaquan Brisker falls to them.
Another team that could really use Jaquan Brisker would be the Cincinnati Bengals. When you take a look at the Cincinnati Bengals, the one thing that they struggled with was strong side help from their defensive backfield in the running game. When you take a look at what Jesse Bates was able to do, he provides that ball hawking ability, that center field position, the ability to come up and help in any situation. But Jaquan Brisker being 200 pounds and just an absolute thumper, this guy will be able to stop the likes of Lamar Jackson and the running attack that they have in Baltimore or even Pittsburgh. Some of these bigger running backs that are in their division, they will be able to handle them. I fully expect Jaquan Brisker and the Bengals to have mutual interest.
And then last but not least, the Detroit Lions, with all of their needs on defense, they're going to be looking for a guy who can cover a couple of those. And Jaquan Brisker, with his ability, just like I mentioned for the Chiefs, he can do the same thing for the Detroit Lions. And with the way this team plays, he fits their scheme very well. His ability to play in the box is really going to help them out. And the aggressiveness that the Detroit Lions play with, that's something Jaquan Brisker can bring over from Penn State and fit right in.
At the end of the day, Jaquan Brisker is one of the hard-nosed, thumping safeties that we have been missing since the likes of Troy Polamalu and Cam Chancellor have left our game. Now we have to take a look at Jaquan Brisker and say, listen, he has not only the ability to come up and play in the box, but the ability to roam the field as well, and that is one of the most versatile options and weapons that you can have on the defensive side of the ball. I fully expect Jaquan Brisker to be a hot topic come late day 1 or early day 2. But I want to hear from you guys. Let us know in the comments down below what you think of Jaquan Brisker, where you'd like to see him get drafted, and who you have as a pro comp for him. All right, well, that's going to be all for now. Thank you all for watching. Be sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Hit that notification bell. We go live every single day. That'll be all. Peace and love.